Assalamu alaikum guys, I just made a big chunk of this video and then I had a memory card error, so I lost it. So here's attempt 2. Well, I guess here it goes. Let's just pretend like this is original content and not content that I'm trying to remember that I just shot. Don't be fake, act natural, act natural. You're natural, be chilled. Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to another video which is fresh, new content which I'm shooting for the first time. Come on. So yesterday everybody went back to school. You guys went back to school if you go to school, or if you have surpassed school and you're now in university, or you don't do anything. If you're not in university and you don't go to school, you probably want to skip this video and you might want to think about what you want to do. But if you're in university, apparently it's reading week. Now, I haven't verified the fact that it's reading week. Somebody just told me it's reading week, so I'm going to go with their word. So if it's not, we're all just going to have to pretend for the sake of this video that it is reading week. Otherwise, this video is ruined, destroyed. Kind of like how it was destroyed when I just shot it and the memory card failed on me, which has never happened before. Samsung. My fault for buying Samsung memory card. So, I thought it'd be a great idea to do a video telling you guys some tips on, going back to school or university, because I have done both of those things. Alhamdulillah, so I'm a bit of a, I don't want to say expert, but I'll let you guys decide. Speaking of reading week, it has a bit of a bad place in my heart because, well, I remember when I was in uni, when all of the courses had reading week, because let's be honest, you don't actually read. Those who studied criminology didn't get reading week. We had to go into lecture still for that week because apparently criminals don't want to stop committing crime for 1 week so that I can read. So I'm going to be giving you guys tips on reading week and going back to school. Tip number 1. This might not relate to any of you because my stats say that my audience is 18 to 24. But if any of you are under the age of 11 or 10 and you're in primary school, here's a tip for primary school. Don't go and sharpen your pencil if you're small, I suppose, because so basically when I was in math class, I just said math, like the Americans. When I was in math class, I was really small in primary school. I walked over to the bin, which was very large. I think it was large anyway, but the fact that I was small didn't help. I walked over to the bin, started sharpening my pencil, and I fell inside into the bin. I think head first. So don't sharpen your pencils head first. I don't know, but that actually happened. And then my maths teacher became friends with my mum years later. And just a few months ago, they had a lunch, and she reminded my mum of the time that happened. And so that's still fresh in my head. I fell into a bin sharpening my pencil in math. Tip number 2. If you're in university, make sure you make friends with people who are organised. Not necessarily people who are clever, but people who are organised. Reason being, because when it comes to exam time, you're going to need them notes from the lectures, right? And let's be honest, us type of people, we don't write notes. Or we write notes and then they go missing, we don't know. So make friends with people who do that kind of stuff. They don't have to be clever, they just have to write explanations of what the lecturer is saying. And then when it comes to exam time, you could just say, hey buddy, remember that lecture that spoke about photosynthesis in criminology? Do you mind if I just grab the note? Do you want to just send me the note? I'll give you my email and or I'll just log into you. Can I just grab them, photocopy? If I just photocopy, then I just straight back to you. You won't even. And that's how I sailed through uni, to be honest, borrowing other people's notes. But hey, they worked and their notes were great. Tip 3: if you're in sixth form or college and you are thinking about what degree to do at uni, don't choose a degree that you think is easy because you just want to like sail through uni, because that's what I did. And here's the thing, whether you do medicine, no, not medicine because 5 years, whether you do a really hard degree like biomed, which I think is 3 years, or you do a really easy degree, I'm not going to offend people by saying that things are easy, but I'm going to just pick on myself and say criminology. It's not easy, but it's not gonna get you potentially where you wanna, digging myself a hole here. Regardless, if you're choosing between a course that you think it'd be more fun or a course that you think would be more beneficial, I'd say choose a beneficial one, because regardless of which one you do, you're gonna spend 3 years in uni anyway, and you're also gonna work hard no matter what degree you do, because uni ain't easy, I tell you that much. You gotta spend some nights in the library. So either way, you might as well choose a degree that's actually gonna benefit you and that is hard, because they all end up being just as hard as each other, really. Tip number 5: Sanko. Set. If you have the opportunity to learn different languages in school, do it. That's the end of that tip. That's just straight up clever to do. I actually have an entry level in German. Don't remember a word of German. I remember a word. I remember Guten Tag, Auf Wiedersehen. No, I can't remember much else. But I do have an entry level in it certificate. So technically, I can get away with German in emergency. You know, like Guten Tag, asthma attack, Auf Wiedersehen. Tip number 6. In high school, there's a whole lot of peer pressure. What you'll find out is that when you go to uni, that peer pressure doesn't really exist anymore. In uni, like, everyone respects you for being you and having your morals and stuff. So stick to your morals the whole way through life, and you'll be great. Tip number 7. If you're living out for university, make sure you do your food shop online. Why, you ask? Because when you're strolling through Tesco and you're chucking things in the trolley, you're not seeing how much things cost, and your weekly shop comes up to like £80 for one person. Whereas when you do your Tesco shop online and you add things to the cart, there's a little sidebar and it adds the food and the list on the sidebar, and then you can be like, I'm spending £80, what? And you can start crossing things off because you realise that you've bought things that you don't necessarily need. Maybe I don't necessarily need this Ethernet cable in case my Wi-Fi goes out. Maybe I don't necessarily need this travel toothbrush just in case I end up flying to Dubai. Maybe I don't necessarily need to add 9 packets of fish fingers in case I get... No, I'll keep the fish fingers. You could just cross stuff off and you end up saving so much money. I saved so much money at uni when I started online shopping. And here's another tip. If you get them to deliver it at like an off-peak time, then it can sometimes even cost like £1 for delivery, from what I can remember. £1 for delivery? Tip number 8, and I don't know if I'm going to make it to 10, to be honest, so maybe end it here. Apparently, so this isn't really a tip, more of a kind of moan. Both of the high schools that I went to, went from being like high schools to academies, and so I thought, hey, I'm a posh person now, I go to an academy. And then I realised that academy is what they do when a school is failing so bad that they have to rebrand it so that it doesn't get shut down. But I still went to an academy. Tip number 9. During reading week, to make sure you're more productive, try to... who am I kidding? I never got reading week because apparently criminal. Tip number 9. If you're at uni and you don't have a car, then make sure you make friends with the person who has a car because it's very convenient. Guys, that's the end of the tips. But I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. Please like and subscribe with both hands. Inshallah, I'm going back soon with another video. If you haven't already checked it out, please check out my brand new podcast with Sam called Freshly Grounded. The link is always going to be in the bio. It's really exciting, really fun, and really cool, and we love the fact that we're able to provide audio and visual content, audio on the iTunes podcast app and Android podcast, and visual on YouTube, so that you guys can listen to this kind of stuff on your journeys, on your ways to work, school, uni, and you don't necessarily have to listen to like music banging in your ears. So there we go, there's that. Also keep an eye on Izaha, we've got new things coming out, and I'm just trying to juggle everything and anything all at the same time, so if I am sometimes slow with the YouTube, please forgive me. It's also been Islamic Awareness Week this week, so I've been doing a talk here and there. If you're interested in me talking at your university, my email, enquiries at Faisal Choudhry, will be in the bio, and that is the end of the video. Assalamu alaikum, peace.